G'day everyone, Be Asian Dad here. Today we're here to do a review on the Peak Design Capture. Now this is a mini series that I'm creating to do with temporary storage of your camera when it's not in use. Now what that means is normally when you purchase a camera it will come with a camera strap which you put around your neck itself, and usually that's the first thing you wouldn't usually modify to throw that way to get a lot better usage out of it by putting different sort of straps or holsters on the camera itself to make things easier for you. Now before we do that, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel to keep up to date, or just to even support me would be much appreciated. So let's get on with it. Now this is the Peak Design Capture version 2. I've got version 1 around the house somewhere. I did actually support them when they were on Kickstarter, but at the moment they're actually currently on version 3 already, but there isn't too much difference between version 2 and version 3 to keep it current. All they've done is pretty much change the type of material. They have made it a little bit slimmer, just the lower profile, and it can take a little bit higher capacity itself for its load. Now the load rating on version 2 is 45 kilograms, which is actually quite a lot. So on paper it is fantastic, but I'll show you what it kind of does when it's practical. Now this product is designed for you to clip onto your belt or onto your backpack strap or another strap that you can think of, and then it provides quick access to your camera while it's not in operation, and then really for you to pretty much take it out and then take photos, and then you can clip it back in, kind of replacing what the camera neck strap does that you normally get with cameras. I pretty much took that away because I used to do a lot of that, and then you get a lot of neck pains after a while itself. So first thing I did was pretty much remove that weight away from my neck to somewhere else. Usually to the waist is the best thing to do, because that's a lot more stronger muscle itself to get tired. The other reasons, especially if you're hiking or doing a lot of movement itself, like that neck strap is not the best thing to have around the world today. So I actually got this and supported this project itself because for hiking reason itself. This actual product itself comes with a few bits and pieces. So it normally comes with a microfiber bag to put this in. It also comes with a few extra screws for this, and then the main component itself. Now the main component itself is in two parts. So you've got the clip itself and you've got the plate. Now with the plate, this one here I've got currently in my hand is the Manfrotto RC2 type plate, because I've got Manfrotto tripods, so this one's easy to clip in here and also onto my tripod itself. Later on you'll see me use an arc type plate which also clips into this Peak Design. Now that comes from my three-legged thing, and you'll see me do a review on that. I'll put a description on the link to that video, and I'll put it down in the description at the bottom as well for that video as well. On the clip itself there's about there's one button and two screws itself. So the first screw itself, which is on one side itself, I'll just try so you can see, it's pretty much a hole and the screw goes directly into there. And pretty much the screw is used more for the adjustment of the height itself of the clip itself. The other side of the clip is an open end. So once it's unlocked by things, you'll see this comes up, and this is where you then put your belt or your backpack strap in, and then you'll then pretty much clip this over itself and then screw this thing in. So pretty much there's only one other little part of this, is there's a little red button here. Now that's for the release part of the plate itself. So what you would do normally is clip this plate into there. You hit click normally, and this is actually locked in here. It's not meant to go anywhere. To release this plate, you press the red button and hold that red button, and then this will be able to clip out itself. So you'll see this button actually controls the lever down here itself, so that's all it does. So the other thing is this red little button here, if you give it a little twist here, it's now fully locked in. So even this red button no longer is able to lock in, push to release it. So now this plate itself is currently fully locked and you can't accidentally unclip it by accident as well. I'm going to show you how to install this onto a backpack strap first before we go onto the belt. So first off, loosen these screws on both sides so you actually have a fair bit of length itself. Now this is one of the issues I had with the version 1, was these screws itself was just not long enough to fit the bigger, thicker straps that I have for my backpacks itself, because I have a lot of cushioning for a lot of my hiking bags itself, which is where I mostly use this for. So luckily in version 2 they did upgrade it more, but I still like it to have a little bit longer still, because I still feel it's not enough for some of my backpacks itself. Alright, first thing you do is make sure you have the rub button facing upwards, and when you lift this up itself, so you'll see the little hole down here. Now you'll go around here, pretty much put the back plate of it on the back end of the thing, and you pretty much put this over here, and you'll actually see me start to struggle because, as I said, my actual strap of my backpack is actually got a lot of foam for it, and this is one of the reasons why I prefer, if they can fix this screwing system to have a lot more length, will be awesome itself. So sorry I couldn't do that on camera. We finally got it on. It does usually take me a little bit to actually get this clip onto my backpack strap, simply because my backpack strap is a little bit more foam to give me better cushioning when I'm wearing it. And this is why I said I wish I actually had the screws itself was a lot longer to make it a lot easier to actually put these on in and out a lot easier itself. Now I'm going to show you the operation of this on the backpack. Now I'm going to use my DSLR rather than my mirrorless, so to show you kind of what this product does itself. Now I've got here is the ARX type plate instead of using the Manfrotto plate, because usually I put this on that. So this one is a 6D, Canon 6D here with a 1635, and so it's good for your landscape photography itself, so which is what for the hiking side of things anyway. So how you would do, I would normally hold the lens itself rather than the actual body itself to do this, because I've got it up quite high, is then you pretty much go down here and you'll hear it clip, and then that's solidly in. I can't even pull this out anymore. And then you pretty much have this hang off down here. And it's got a fair bit of solid weight, as you can see. Now this is the fun, interesting catch to it. So you'll see on their website and a lot of the photo itself, this DSLR is nicely sitting there as a photo itself. So as great as it is, it's great when you're not moving around, but once you start moving around, walking around, you'll see this thing starts jogging, bumping around itself because it's not secured by anything itself. So you see this is actually dangling a fair bit and it's pulling itself in. Now what we've done in the past is actually put another strap that goes like a Velcro strap to hold this into here, to stop it from bumping so much, because after walking and doing a lot of hiking itself, this bumping gives you pretty much a lot of bruises and it starts hurting your chest itself. So truthfully, I don't really advise having a big DSLR with a big lens on this, using this sort of system itself on the backpack strap, even though it can do, and that's what it's designed, it is capable of. I just don't find it very nice of that, to have this banging constantly on you when you're actually doing a little bit of walking itself. So they did, I'll just show you quickly of how to release this. Again, what I normally do is hold the lens itself, and I'll use my other hand and push the red button, and then that would release the camera so you're ready to shoot away itself. Now I'm going to show you another product they actually put in version 2 after taking a lot of feedback from the version 1 guys like us, is they designed a little padded thing called the Pad Pro. Now this is version 1 Pad Pro, so you would normally put this over in here and clip it in. I'm not going to do it because I don't find it actually very useful in the backpack sort of format itself. It's a lot better on the belt format when this was designed. I'll show you how to actually install this on the belt itself. I'm going to actually include the Pro Pad to show you this with the clip itself, much easier itself. So what would you normally do would you fill your belt itself through the pad itself, and then normally, just going to do this before I get this on, is again do the same, very similar to what the backpack strap is you'll then unclip this, feed it underneath this. There's actually 2 parts to this, and I would suggest you to use the second part of it. The reason why they've actually got the pad itself has another little part is for it to go the vertical direction itself. So if you decide to like to do the other direction rather than going horizontal, you like the vertical direction, this pad is able to do that sort of system itself. It's more for mirrorless. I wouldn't do it for DSLRs, just very similar sort of reason because of the backpack problem itself. So now that's actually installed onto, I'm just going to quickly tighten these ones here. So that's actually now installed onto the Pro Pad. I just slip this over and I pretty much put my belt on. Okay, I'm going to step back so I can actually try and see some of the stuff here. Okay, now once again, this is kind of the configuration itself. So I would normally put it on this side, but I'm going to show you this side. So pretty much you can have this hang off directly for here. Now they suggest you to have this pad, this system itself, clipped onto your front itself rather than its side for DSLRs. You can put it on your side, but I've found that on the side for this capture system itself, it just still bangs a lot on the side itself. But again, it probably is better on the side for the bigger, larger lens, because you can then get it to face backwards around here. So the lens itself will go along near around where your bum area is. So that's kind of, I'll show you in the 200 lens so you can see that as well too. The 70 to 200 lens on the camera itself, and you'll see how this actually goes on the clip itself. And I'll just show you as I walk across the sideways how much this actually starts whacking on your thigh itself. So that's one method of trying to resolve it, was trying to put it down here. The other method is put it on your side here, and this is the walking part of it. So I'm going to show it as walking, and you'll see it actually starts banging a fair bit. And the other way is to put it around the back, and again you'll get the same problem, but at least it's on your bum itself. But the problem is basically the lens itself is pretty much just constantly banging on your leg itself, and you'll start to get a bit of soreness and bruising from the lens itself, especially if you're doing a lot of running or hiking itself. So definitely this sort of capture system is way better for mirrorless. I wouldn't really suggest it for DSLRs, even though a lot of photos are for it, but it's just not. The problem is all that weight is onto this little plate itself. The contact point is such a small contact point that it doesn't even support the lens properly on there. As I think you can probably now see, there's actually another product that you'll see me review later on my 7200 lens itself to solve a lot of the issue itself for DSLRs. The peak design capture, I would recommend it to light DSLR cameras with light lenses, mirrorless cameras for sure, and point and shoot cameras. If you've got a mid-size to a heavy camera or heavy lenses, I definitely do not recommend this product itself, simply because the other end of it itself is not secure and it's just there constantly banging, giving you bruises and soreness itself. The actual point of contact of the camera to the clip itself is absolutely great, so that's really well done. It's just the other side of the spectrum is where it has all the issue itself for the heavier cameras itself. Anyway, I hope you find this informative and enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. And this video itself is part of a mini series of me trying to find products to get the weight of the camera off your neck to stop you from getting neck pains itself. Be sure to follow that series itself. And just remember, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll see you in the next video.